Let me tell you what it's going to take to solve this problem nationally and statewide. And it's simple. Outcry, loud outcry from the people of this state and this nation. When they demand of their elected officials, whether they're Republican or Democrat, get this problem fixed and get it fixed now. Otherwise, you're out.
I tell you,
somebody that can.
We're talking to Debbie Riddle, Republican of Tomball, member of the Texas House of Representatives. Debbie, you have been incredibly generous with your time. I don't know how much more of it you can spare, but let me make this sort of the final question. And you mentioned the necessary outcry, and without making it a racial issue, but also without being overly politically incorrect. If you look at the vote in Arizona, and I looked at the breakdown, and I looked actually at each of the legislators that voted for it. It was all Republican. It was a partisan vote. There was one Republican who voted against it, but all Democrats voted against it, and everyone who voted for it is a Republican. I also looked a little deeper. Most of them represent virtually all white districts. So how in Texas, my question is, when you're you know better than I do, when you're making legislation, you need coalitions, you need people to support you, you got to negotiate pieces of it and get people to agree to vote for it when it comes up for a vote. Given the diversity of Texas, how are you going to bring on board people who represent districts that are a little more diverse? So you've got Republicans who have maybe some more diversity in their districts and Democrats who've got diversity in their districts. How do you do that with a bill like this?
I would have to challenge my colleagues to put on the best political courage that they can find. It's going to take political courage, but it's also going to take an outcry of the people. And let me tell you why that's difficult.
Well, but my question is about how do you generate an outcry among the people of color that is equivalent to the outcry from white people?
The reason that's difficult is when you have people that are used to entitlements, then they like the entitlements, and they want the entitlements to keep coming. Just like Phil Gramm said many years ago, when you've got more people in the wagon than you've got pulling the wagon, then the wheels are going to come off. The wheels are coming off. And it's tough to go back home and tell some of the folks, you better get out of the wagon and you need to start pulling the wagon. And those folks that are pulling the wagon, they don't have a problem with this. But those folks whose constituents are busy being in the wagon and they cater to that, then yeah, they're going to have some difficulty and they'll probably vote against it. But this is why I am saying shame on those who do not have the political courage to do what Sam Houston said, do right and risk the consequences. As far as I'm concerned, what is right for this state and what is right for this country supersedes any title and any party.